Hello, hello, replay watchers. If you have friends that want to know how to make coffee on the cheap without a coffee maker, come on in, share this out, share it on Twitter. This is going to be a good one. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so here we go. So this is a coffee brand, right, Dr. George?
It is.
It's called Band Coffee. Yes. Hi, everybody. Come on in. So tell us about the coffee.
Now, I have to qualify this a second. Coffee disrupts protein absorption, so don't drink it with your meals. And for those of you who don't know who I am, I have an addictive personality. So at one point, I had an Italian espresso machine, but I was having 5, 6, 7 shots a day. And the stimulant in coffee will actually weaken the adrenal glands, and I actually went to tie my shoe and actually fell over, so I got rid of my espresso machine. I started drinking espresso again, but I didn't want to get the machine. So I make it like this, so one bag like this that has triple the caffeine lasts me probably about 2 months. And I know some of you are going to say, oh, Dr. George, you're ridiculous, but this is how it works for me. So, you know, this is Band Coffee, and the reason why they say it's Band, it has, you know, double the kick as regular coffee. But if I had an espresso machine, I would probably go through this in probably 3 weeks. Not good, okay? So this is my defense against being an addictive coffee drinker. So here's what I've come up with. You guys are gonna laugh, but it works for me. Okay, so I have one of these high-tech water pots.
High-tech, you guys.
I use a cup that I poke some holes in.
All right, let's see that.
See, it's like a filter.
You guys see that? He used a knife and just like murdered it.
I put it on 2 chopsticks.
Everybody should have this stuff at home. You don't need to buy anything special.
Because if I had an espresso machine or I had those cartridges and I have one at the office, I just do it too much and it's not good. Coffee disrupts digestion. It does some negative things. So I'll put some.
How much are you doing? You just
probably a tablespoon. But
this is a Kosmides original cup.
Yeah, this is my daughter's cup. So I'll put this in here with the holes.
Okay, so let's see.
On some chopsticks.
So there's the coffee, you guys. You see that? On top of the chopsticks.
Now,
where do you get the coffee?
I got it on Amazon. So put this on the sticks. It's like a drip filter. And like I said, you know, I can go out and buy an espresso machine, but doggone it, I just use it too much. I know this sounds weird, guys.
You just stir it?
Just stir it in there, super hot water.
Thank you for those hearts, you guys. They're coffee colored.
So this is just like a drip. I think this is my daughter's rock and brew cup.
I'm getting mugged live on Periscope.
Okay.
Becker Biz, you're hilarious. Lisa, thank you for inviting your friends. The name of the coffee is...
There's several. This one's just Band, and it just has, what do they say here? It's got, one cup has, let me just read it, 340 milligrams of caffeine. A regular cup has between 100 and 120. So this is my drip system. It takes about 15 minutes. Like I said, my whole goal, I fooling around, I just use it for the kick, but if I had one in my house, I would just have too much. I know it's ridiculous, but this is how I cope with an addictive personality. So we all have our weaknesses. You know, this was mine. I know it sounds weird.
So you guys, so instead of having to buy a $200 coffee maker, espresso machine, you could just do it here with a plastic cup, chopsticks, and a regular cup, right?
Yeah, it's just a regular cup, and it's just dripping in the bottom.
Oh, no, yeah, you guys. So this is one of my very, very good friends. I've known George for 20-some years. He's my brother-in-law, basically. And I'm over here. He's cooking me brunch, and now he's making me cheapo, on-the-fly coffee. What was that question? I'm sorry, I missed that last one. Does he drink it dark?
Yeah, I don't put anything in it. When you start putting in milk and cream, and like for example, coffee is very disruptive to the digestive tract. So I drink it merely for the stimulant. And when you start adding milk and cream, it really puts the digestive tract through havoc. You know, a lot of havoc. So if you have digestive problems, coffee is a contributor. depending on the severity of your digestive problems or how much you drink. And if you think of it this way, if you drink 1 cup a day, 6 days a week, it's about 3.5 gallons a year.
Whoa.
If you drink 2 a day, it's about 6.5, and so forth.
Chloe wants you to tell them a joke.
Tell you a joke. My wife would be rolling her eyes right now, but fortunately, tell her a joke.
Yeah, tell them the best joke that you've heard.
My best joke that I've heard?
Yeah.
My wife is such a terrible cook that the flies chipped in and had the screen door in the kitchen fixed.
Oh my God. What was that? It's the crickets. That was funny. So funny. Thank you, H-Champ, for inviting your friends.
Thank
yes,
you.
It was the crickets. Did you get that? You told a joke and the crickets happened.
That's not all that laughed, right?
That was the wife. So how is our coffee going?
So I'm just, like I said, I'm going through steps so I don't drink it so much. I know it sounds weird. You guys will probably think I'm just a weirdo, but it was a problem for me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who this is Dr. George Kosmides. He is actually a periscoper here as well, and he does nightly scopes that show you how to lose weight, how to eat better, how to have a better life easily, simply.
Somebody asked you a question, Joanne?
So I sometimes put coffee with protein shake. I'm probably going to stop that.
Yeah, it disrupts, when you think of it like this, coffee is a stimulant, so it takes the stomach and basically wants it to contract and digestion. When you eat, a lot of the blood goes to the digestive tract, so it's just not a good. You want to wait 15 minutes before or 15 minutes after, as a general rule.
After what? To do what?
After you eat, to drink coffee. So do not drink it with your meals. It's a mistake.
Did you hear that, you guys? No coffee with your meals. 15 minutes before or after.
I don't say these things happily, but once we understand timing, it'll help us a lot to win the game of health. And it is a game.
So what's this here that you...
This is the sweetener that one of the sweeteners that I recommend, one of the only ones, Stevia brand. It's True Stevia. So if you go to Target or some of these commercial stores, you'll see something called Truvia. It's not True Stevia. And a lot of them are using either xylitol or sucrose, table sugar, dextrose. Sweet Leaf, interestingly enough, was the first one approved to sell as a sweetener. Back in the mid-90s when I was into this work, even back then, Stevia was sold under the counters at health food stores, and it had to be labeled as a food coloring, not as a sweetener.
Really?
Yep.
I drank coffee after 2 big margaritas and I got sick. Didn't mix well.
Didn't mix well.
Kailua, tell us the question again. I'm sorry, I missed that. I think he said something about how he uses coffee grounds for caffeine?
Yeah, and if you really want to be in the cheap, what I did in college was I went and bought about a half a cup of coffee beans for like $1, and I would just suck on the coffee beans as I studied.
And you could actually extract the coffee and the caffeine from it?
Yeah, because I would just put a few under my tongue so it would go right in my bloodstream. I mean, I thought about all these ways. I couldn't spend $10 for a bag of coffee, but that's the way. If you're a student and you're studying, don't get into these big lattes. It's going to create problems for you because caffeine is an addictive substance as well, right?
Is it the caffeine? I use powdered caffeine sometimes.
Caffeine is caffeine.
No bacon, egg, cheese sandwich with coffee.
Yeah, just think of it this way: it disrupts protein absorption.
Did you get that, you guys? Disrupts the protein absorption, so you're basically shooting yourself in the foot.
So
you can't absorb the nutrients that you want to.
So that's it.
What are your thoughts on instant coffee?
I have it, but the same principles apply.
And that's, oh my gosh, guys, I totally forgot. I just got diagnosed with periscope arm. Tell them about my periscope arm. Okay, so if you're right-handed, usually you're holding your scoper like this, or now we're seeing something called text neck because people are texting like this. What happens is you'll begin to get a hump up here as you age because your body's trying to anchor the neck. So you want to have better posture. So right now, Joanne's using mainly her left arm to hold her scope, but she's got, if you do a lot of periscope, you'll end up getting what I'm seeing more and more of, a pain in this muscle in your forearm. And we did a little bit of work on Joanne today. If it gets better, that's exactly what it is. So it's an overuse problem. Scary.
Usually in the dominant arm. So if you're right-handed, it's going to be in the right forearm. So, you know, try to switch up, try to use both arms.
Or get a mount.
Or get a mount, right. So that's the how to make powerful coffee on the fly. And when I have to make it like that, I'm not going to have 3 or 4 of those a day. And I made enough for you, Mike, and myself. So again, not only it's the caffeine that's a digestive problem, but the amount of the coffee, especially when you start having lattes and a lot of cheap proteins like sodium caseinate. If you have digestive problems, it's adding to your problem. Now, this is an important point. If you're used to drinking coffee every day, do not stop cold turkey. You'll either get massive headaches or your body will go into almost like an addictive state where it's almost like a drug. Actually, caffeine is a form of a drug. So what you want to do is you want to wean off of your 3 cups a day, go to 1. And then once you get down to a half a cup, start mixing in something called yerba mate, which is a non-alkaloid based stimulant, and just transition over. And I recommend in 7 days, go at least 1 or 2 of those days with no stimulants at all. Let your adrenal glands come back to kind of like a natural homeostasis. Otherwise, coffee has some value. I mean, it can spark the brain. We can study better. So there's hard research behind that. The problem is it disrupts digestion.
Yeah, so yerba mate is spelled like yerba mate, you guys.
Yeah, yerba mate.
YERBAMATE.
And you'll see it in the tea sections, and you can get a whole bag for like $10. And and you can look this up online. It's a non-alkaloid based caffeine. Mormons can get away with yerba mate and something called Mormon's tea.
Can you give me a good idea for pre-workouts other than caffeine?
Yeah, this product here.
Sorry to interrupt. So what is that?
This is an E9. This is a company, the only companies that I endorse.
Take a picture of that if you want.
Take a picture of that. So here's 2 that I endorse for body fat reduction. And this has caffeine, but it mainly stimulates the mind. It doesn't get you wired. This helps the body release growth hormone. These are the only 2 products that I wholeheartedly recommend. I flew up to the company. I met with Dr. Matthew Tripp, the head researcher, toured the facility. It's cleaner than most. I did some work at a leading biotech company here.
L-arginine?
L-arginine is the key amino acid. The problem is, if you try to drink it by itself, like I tried to in college, it's kind of like drinking burnt salt. It's the most god-awful tasting. But these guys developed it, and I'm super impressed.
There you go. There's your pre-workout caffeine.
And you want to work out with low sugar. My whole Lean Body Academy, my whole focus is on dropping your blood sugar, especially before you go to bed. Intermittent fasting does the same thing, but to me, they take things to an extreme. You can still eat. You just want to have your glycemic index low. So there's tips and keys you can do without being too fanatical that you can do consistently.
There you go, you guys.
Okay, so that's
that's your coffee. Well, that was my coffee. You drink it.
Yeah, I'll give you I'll get a really nice cup for you.
Do I have to put my pinky out too? Oh, there you go.
So that's that's about 150 milligrams of a whole cup of coffee in that little bunch. And the idea is that you get it absorbed into your esophagus before it gets into your stomach. That way you get the aspect of the stimulant without the disruption of your digestive tract. So, that's how I kind of rationalize doing it. My wife doesn't like me drinking it because she can tell instantly that I've had some caffeine. Instantly, she can tell. Works, so it helps me.
So there you go, you guys. Was that interesting? I put coconut oil and coconut milk in my coffee. Okay, here we go. Okay, what?
The volume is the problem. So you can see espresso and things like this, by the time you sip on this and get it down, it may not even make it to the GI tract. When you start having high voluminous beverages with stimulants, your digestive tract has to deal with all that. And I'm guessing that if 10 people on this scope are daily coffee drinkers, 4 or 5 of you guys have digestive issues, and it's contributing, unfortunately. I don't say these things happily, but
there's coconut coffee at Costco. It is so good.
Interesting.
Yeah, Julie says it's very interesting. You guys, why don't you, I'm going to have George put in some comments so that you guys can follow him. He does a nightly scope, and he has information just like this every single night, and so you can learn something new. Okay, there it is. The one with the praying hands, that's him. So go ahead and tap on him and follow him. And are you having a scope tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to scope tonight. I'm going to scope tonight on calorie deprivation and weight gain. If your focus is on calorie restrictions, you're going to gain weight, and I'll explain to you physiologically why. You know, I'll have a PubMed research in there that you can kind of access. So.
She doesn't have a coffee maker. She has a percolator. The beans should be organic and freshly roasted. Oh, it's very good.
Yeah, I don't want coffee to be good because I just want it to stimulate and move on. So again, guys, I'm kind of weird. I drink it for a specific purpose to stimulate my brain so I can think and keep up with my 5-year-old.
Okay, you guys, you got that?
Okay.
His name is in the title. If you swipe, you'll find him. Go ahead, hit one more time. Just say hi, and so people can follow you. I adore this guy. He's taught me so much. So I want everybody to benefit from his scopes and his knowledge. So you guys, there he is right there, Dr. Kosmides. Go ahead and tap on him, follow him. And he'll be scoping tonight, right?
Right.
Thank you, George, for teaching us how to make coffee on the cheap.
You're welcome. Okay.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.